contact tracing app. Shelby Dos joins us live from the United Kingdom. Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Alma.
Hi.
Thank you for having me here today. 7th of May. However, the New Scientist has commented that the capacity of human trackers is questionable, especially as lockdown begins to lift in Britain. In response to this dilemma, Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government was due to start unrolling its own app at the beginning of June. However, as you mentioned, Alma, not every revealed major problems. Initially, Boris Johnson promised to deliver a world-beating test and trace system, but after trials of the app on the Isle of Wight, in England's south coast, it was found that the software registered 75% of Android phones, but only about 4% of Apple's iPhones. This has caused weeks of delay until, on Thursday, the 18th of June, Health Secretary Matt Hancock announced that the UK will now use technology developed by Apple and Google for the UK's contact tracing app. Let's listen in to yesterday's evening announcement.
In this country. Because of this testing, we discovered a technical barrier that every other country building their own app is also now hitting. We found that our app works well on Android devices, but Apple's software prevents iPhones being used effectively for contact tracing unless you're using Apple's own technology. After we started our work on our app, Google and Apple then started working on their own product. And as soon as they did this, we began working on both. We kept our options open in the same way that we'd leave no stone unturned. So I asked Dido and the NHS X team to make sure that they worked on both products, contact tracing app. So as it stands, our app won't work because Apple won't change their system, but it can measure distance, and their app can't measure distance well enough to a standard that we are satisfied with. Throughout this, for me, what matters is what works, because what works will save lives. And I will work with anyone, public or private sector, here or overseas, to gain any inch of ground against this disease. So we've agreed to join forces with Google and Apple to bring the best bits of both systems together. I've always been optimistic about the contribution that technology can make in this battle against coronavirus. And coming together in this way will bring together some of the best minds to find a solution to this global challenge and help to save lives.
In response to this announcement, critics argue that the US technology should have been embraced much earlier. Even the Labour Party's health spokesman, Jonathan Ashworth, told the BBC that he was not surprised, as this is another example of where the government's response to this crisis has been slow and badly organised. Numerous other countries, including Ireland, Germany and Italy, have opted to use the Google Apple technology, which is more privacy-friendly. According to the Apple website, the Google Apple system will use Bluetooth technology to help governments and health agencies reduce the spread of the virus, whilst keeping in mind user privacy and security. In contrast to earlier results of the UK's own contact tracing app, according to the BBC, the Google Apple model was able to log 99% of Android and Apple phones. However, the model appears to have weaker distance calculation abilities. Google has emphasized that the technology builds on it, rather than use it as a fully functioning application. By autumn, the government aims to launch an app, but it is still unclear whether this will involve contact tracing functions. Instead, it may only be used to report a person's symptoms and to order tests. As of today's date, there has been no further confirmation of when a fully fledged contact tracing app will be available in the UK. Back to you, Alma.
Shelby, can you further explain how the Bluetooth technology works?
Yes. According to Wires, Bluetooth is perfect for low energy wireless transmission, which can run on your phone, so in the background. If you were to encounter other phones, your phone will log this as long as both devices are running the COVID-19 tracking app. The most important part is that the logs won't include any personal information about you. Instead, it will use a numerical ID code that will change every 14 days. The app will even be able to log how long you have been in contact with the person by referencing how long two phones have been within the same area.
All right. Thank you very much, Shelby, for your updates. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Shelby Dostos, reporting for EBC United Kingdom. We live in interesting times.